As fragments of the potentially devastating foot and mouth disease are detected on Australian soil, work is ramping up to produce an mRNA vaccine. Biosecurity experts say the COVID pandemic has exposed the risk of relying on overseas supplies.
If foot and mouth disease is detected in an Australian animal, the devastating diagnosis will likely come from here.
So we're the front line with regard to doing diagnosis. So if an animal's suspected of having foot and mouth disease, lumpy skin or whatever, veterinarians will collect samples and bring it to us and we'll make the diagnosis.
The Elizabeth MacArthur Agricultural Institute had been focusing on another threat, lumpy skin disease, when foot and mouth began spreading through Indonesia.
But in the last couple of weeks, we've really fast-tracked and pivoted towards foot and mouth disease now as well, as it is such an imminent threat.
So serious is the risk this disease poses, Australia holds its bank of 1 million vaccines overseas because they contain live strains of the virus. This lab is now beginning work on a synthetic mRNA vaccine, collaborating with local universities. Synthetic mRNA vaccine, collaborating with the virus. This lab is now beginning work on a synthetic mRNA vaccine, collaborating with local universities and researchers in North America.
This is potentially to reduce the horror of mass destruction and disposal of animals.
An outbreak 20 years ago in the UK saw more than 6.5 million animals euthanased. It's a horror Stuart Austin doesn't want to contemplate.
I've thought a number of times over the last, week or 10 days whether I'm getting too paranoid about this, but I could not imagine anything worse.
Running 5,000 head of cattle in northern New South Wales, Austin is lobbying for more to be done at airports. Fragments of the disease were this week detected in a beef product a traveller from Indonesia didn't declare they had.
We have to implement luggage inspections of every passenger that's arriving from Indonesia, at the very least everyone that's arriving from Bali.
And most people are still surprised that they're not being checked. That's the feedback I'm getting. I think we can do better.
The Commonwealth has funded 18 new biosecurity officers and is rolling out disinfectant foot mats at airports.
You've been near a farm, you've been near livestock, clean your shoes very thoroughly, clean your clothing very thoroughly, and frankly, if you don't need to bring your shoes back, then leave them behind.
Lachlan Kennedy for 10 News First.